Connecting, connecting, connecting. Bad, don't see. There it is, my face. Look how beautiful it is. Alright, let's see. I'm making sure that this is working. This is an unedited piece of garbage because I don't have editing software. Hello everybody, it's ShipWreck because I'm a wreck. Hi, I'm alive. My hair is grown. And I'm doing an update video on my bed in my dorm because you couldn't get any worse than that. And I decided to do this video to kind of tell you guys what's been happening in my life a little bit and giving you guys another updated thing. And then I can ask questions to you guys and hopefully you guys will comment. Hopefully. And tell us, me and my sister, what we shouldn't do next. Yeah. So this is what's going on in my life, and here's the official update. Last semester was my first very semester of college. I am a freshman in college, and I almost practically died emotionally and mentally last semester. So I was studying to be a PT, a physical therapist. I was really excited about it. It's something that I've been thinking and looking into since I was in middle school when I was in 8th grade at the age of 13. Yeah. I knew that I wanted to be a children's doctor of some sorts, but medicine and just being a nurse wasn't cutting it for me. I'm not one to like to do surgery. I have anxiety, so that's not going to work out because performance anxiety says that anything that will go wrong will go wrong. Panic attack. That's how it works for me. So I'd rather not be in charge of saving somebody's life. But I love people and I love, in general, working with people, and I thought that PT was a perfect match for me because of that situation. Yay! However, it didn't work out that way, and I started struggling a lot. I had basically all general studies courses, which are basically the general things that you have to get done before you go into your degree or your major of study. So this is the kind of rundown I had to deal with. I had aesthetics, I had speech, I had principles of marketing, I had choir, I had voice lessons because I have a minor in music, because I wanted the scholarship and that's why I'm a minor in music. And finally, I had my biology class. And my biology class is a lab, and a class equals 4 credits. And I was failing a lot. And I don't mean like failing as in, oh, I just, got a bad grade on one test. No, I failed 5 tests before I was forced to drop out of the class entirely. And I was extremely stressed out. I worked really, really hard. I did everything that I thought possible to bring up my test grades. And if you guys don't know, I have performance / social anxiety, and I also have test anxiety. And I never knew that I had social / performance anxiety until I actually went to see a psychologist for test anxiety and ended up finding out that I had that as well. So I actually have the documentation and papers, which is pretty funny, and the psychologist analysis, which was also really interesting to read. But my test anxiety was kicking in really, really hard on my biology test. I have these things that they do for people with mental illnesses that kind of helps them within the classroom. So if you have a learning disability, they will do certain things, or certain schools will, to kind of help you with those. So for me, they gave me a special room where nobody could be in so I can test in a very nice, calm, quiet environment. But it didn't work out. I think my grades were 13, 42, 59, and then I got a 65, which was my highest one I got, and that was actually on the third test I took. And then after that, it dropped to a 14. And at that point, I've been going to the study center to go talk to tutoring people. I was tutoring with a physician's assistant in my church every weekday. She was helping me. I would study for over 24 hours a week to ace the test that's coming in 2 weeks or 1 week. And I would try to get ahead on it. And because of that, my grades in my other classes started failing because I was focusing so much on this class that my brain just could not function. I was stressed out. I couldn't think. I was very emotional. And it started to hit me more and more that, oh no, I can't do this. If I were to go into any other science class, which you have to have physics 1 and 2, you have to have biology, you have to have chemistry, and you also have anatomy and physiology, and you also have to take another science. I forgot what it was to be a PT here at the college that I'm in. And my brain was like, I can't do science. I know I scored the highest in my science on my ACT, but this is something that I feel like I don't have the passion or the drive for science. My brain is never made for science. I love astronomy, and I'm actually in astronomy now, and I love astronomy. Like, astronomy is brilliant, beautiful. I loved anatomy and physiology because I love the study of the body and how it works. Kinesiology, that's what I like. I hate with a burning passion biology. I hate with a burning passion chemistry, and I hate with a burning passion with physics, because even though I'm good at math, it doesn't mean I like it. So, it was just terrible, terrible mistake on my part for focusing in a medical study field when my gifts and talents were nowhere near that. And in my class of 85, we started with a huge class for this college. Usually the classes are about 20 in size comparison, but this class was an 85. It dropped down to a 22. There's a problem with that. The professor was extremely demeaning and very unsensible or uncaring towards his students. He wouldn't really try to work with us. He even showed us, he was like, see, these are all the grades from this test, and here are the percentages of F's, D's, C's, A's, B's and A's, and see how you guys are getting better? Which was a complete lie, because from what I remember, the first test and the second test and the third test, the biggest one who got like the most C's was the third test, but even then it was like 2% B's and 1% A. 75% C's. If your class is getting 75% C's on the third test, you're doing it wrong. And even then, the D's and the F's had a higher percentage than the A's and the B's. Then the fourth test dropped from 75% C's to 81% D's, and then the second highest was C's, and then the third highest was F's. So even then, it was like, why is he showing this to us? And his whole entire idea was that if we studied harder, we would get better grades. And yet I would talk to so many people saying that they studied really hard on a test and they still got like an F. So I wonder who's wrong. Professor or 85% of students? Pretty sure students are right in this one. It was bad. It was stressful. So many kids dropped out. The people who did remain in either failed or got a D in the class, which is basically passing for a science class. So most kids got D's, the last 22 kids that actually went through with the whole class. Others failed. I got a W on my transcript, but at least I didn't get an F on my transcript, which would have really destroyed my GPA. And I'm just so thankful I got out of the class, and it made me think that PT was not the place I needed to be, nor was it anywhere close of what I wanted. Just for that, it was just a wreck for me because that's what I've been wanting to do. It was my goal, and it just got taken away from me. So for Christmas, I had a great time. I basically binged Fallout 4. It was such a good game. It was wonderful. I finished the whole game within 4 days. I was... main quest, by the way. I did some sidelines or some side quests, but not a lot. And it was so nice. I sided with the railroad. I got the best gun ever. The railroad spike gun is the best gun. Like, I love getting headshots on that gun. Oh, it's so nice. I like it. I like it. So I enjoyed my time during Christmas. I came back and I decided I wanted to try to get into the RA position. If you guys have no idea what the RA is or what an RD is and you're not in college, then here we go. RD is a resident director, a person who kind of works within a building to make sure kids are doing what they need to be doing. They manage things, they host parties. The RDs are basically like the mama of the building, or the papa or mom or dad of the building. They're older people who graduated college who are working there because the college basically is paying them for it. And they live on the campus, they live in the building that you're in, and they basically make sure that everything is running smoothly. RAs are kind of like their liaisons. It's the second hand. And the RAs are sectioned in different parts of said building. So you got the mama or the papa, but now you have the oldest kid, or the oldest kid of all the babies of the family, which is basically somebody in the group. And these RAs are resident assistants, there we go, who basically make sure that their group of girls or group of gents are okay, safe. You know, if you need a vacuum, they'll give it to you. They make sure that they host parties as well. They do cleanups. They visit all the time to make sure that you're okay. They're supposed to be kind of in a way the person that you go to if you have any problems. They're open 24/7. So if you have like a really bad problem the night your friend is having a seizure, you call the RA and the RA will call the RD, and that's basically how it goes. So I wanted to be an RA because I had it in my heart to be an RA. There's more to it, but it was a lot to me to be an RA. And I really wanted to kind of prove and show people that people with mental illnesses can be leaders too. And I also wanted to really be a caretaker of people. I'm very into helping people and supporting people and doing therapeutic things. I've always been invested in making sure people are comfortable, making sure people are okay. That's always just been my personality. So an RA position would have been great because not only that, but you get paid to do it and you get free housing. So I go into the RA position the beginning of this semester, and I'm thinking, oh, this would be great because I'm just taking general studies at this point because I dropped out of my my PT major and went for a general studies major. And now I'm just taking all general study courses. And of course, I get into the first round, which is basically my my transcript and my, what is it called? I'm looking at it. My resume. There we go. My resume was great, and they said yes to it. And then I went into the interview section, and I made the people laugh. Everyone was enjoying it. And then I didn't make it into the third part, which was basically team building exercises. And I cried after I heard that. It was leap day. I remember because it was leap day. It was 6 o'clock in the morning, and I got the email, and I wake up really early because my roommate wakes up early for her job. So I started crying. It broke my heart. I felt like I didn't do something right. I felt like this was all my fault. I felt like I made a fool out of myself, and I was brokenhearted. By the time I talked to people and I talked to the RDs of different areas about it, basically I came to the conclusion that freshmen never become RAs. There's a small percentage that does, but more than likely, you won't be an RA if you're a freshman because you don't have enough experience in the school, because you don't have enough something to be an RA. And not only do I think that's so stupid and it's bullcrap, because I do, if you're not going to allow freshmen to be RAs more than likely because you feel like they're too immature or they don't have enough experience being at a college, then don't allow them to be a part of the process. Because I'd rather have that and be said, oh, you have to be a junior or a sophomore to apply, other than have freshmen apply and then be counted off just for being freshmen. That's a load of crap. Like, that is the stupidest thing that they could have done. Ever. Idiots. But I digress. So, I didn't get the position. I cried. It was painful. Blessed day. It was bad. No bueno. However, I did also apply for a camp job for the summer. I would be on this campus of this camp for basically from May to July, and I got that job. So yes, I'm not going back home. No. My sister's gonna hate me because I don't get to see her, and that means you guys are gonna hate me too, because that means I can't make videos a lot for the summer. And usually summers are the best times to make videos because then you can just pump them out during the year. But knowing my sister, she probably wouldn't pump them out anyways. Sorry. So, a finishing thing, I felt like I was really broken. I had no idea what I was doing anymore. I felt like I had no experience in anything. I've been looking at scholarships, I've been looking at jobs, I've been filling out job applications for multiple things that I felt like I would be great in, and yet almost every single time it's like, oh, you can't be this or you can't do this. I did a mental illness scholarship a few months ago, got an email saying that I didn't meet all the criteria because anxiety disorders are not really a huge problem. So therefore, they're not going to give me the money because anxiety disorders or mental illness, everyone has it technically, so they focus more on autism, schizophrenia, and more of the hardcore mental disorders. And I'm doing that mainly because I feel like every mental disorder deserves to be seen as a true problem. No matter if you're good at functioning with it or not, it's still a problem. ADHD is still a problem. You can still get treatment and you can still be a functioning human being without little to no problems, but it's still a problem. It's equally as a problem as other things. So, and there's so many other things. Like, I didn't get another job. I applied to after-school programs because I lived in an after-school program. I worked at an after-school program when I was 13. I know what inner cities look like. I was raised in Hammond, Indiana, 5-minute drive from Chicago. I know what things look like. I know what issues are. And then everyone kept saying, I think you're overqualified. Or maybe you just don't like me because I make you look bad. That's your daily dose of salt from Estrella, or Erica. I don't know who I am anymore. Gosh dang it. So, a day ago, which was probably yesterday, I'm putting my hair back and around because my neck is really hot. It's hot in here. It's really hot in here. Or maybe I'm just going crazy. I don't know. But, I finally found out what I wanted to do yesterday. I've always had a love for my parents and what they did when we were doing inner city missions when I was younger. I was about 4 years old when we moved to Hammond, Indiana, and I stayed there until I was 13. And I loved what we did with our program. I loved all the kids that I worked with. My parents taught me how to be a good teacher and how to console children, how to take care of children. And I went through a lot of different things. And I also have I was going to say a paper that says I'm allowed to be around kids. It basically says that I am in a position where I am allowed to tutor and mentor children because I'm a safe person and I know right and wrong and I know how to deal with kids. I had to be instructed, and it's like you don't follow a little boy into the bathroom if you're a lady. You let him do it on his own. You send another older kid that can help the younger boy pee or do what he needs to do, but you do not go into the bathroom. You're not allowed to, unless the bathroom door is open. There's other things like that I had to learn in order to keep me safe and my friends safe and even the kids that I'm working with safe. There's multiple things I had to deal with. And I was like, man, I love this. This is really something I feel passionate towards. And I was looking into child development and psychology and sociology for children. And finally, it got down to this is what I definitely want to do. And that's what I decided to do. So I'm changing my major to a children's early childhood development major, also known as a church education major, aka an early childhood education major. Because we don't have early childhood education majors. That's only a master's. And so if I want my bachelor's, I'm going to have to match all of these other things to create what I want to get to my master's of childhood development. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a center director or a child center director, which means I'm going to be working with after school programs, creating curriculums, and also basically teaching adults how to actually deal with children, which I feel very excited for. And I'm just like, I get to teach all you losers how to actually be good teachers, and I'm excited about that because we've all had those teachers that just never understood us, that never really cared about the kids and never really thought that kids were anything other but little monsters. And I want to teach teachers how to love and appreciate each individual child, how to appreciate girl children and appreciate boy children. If you guys haven't known, our society is bombarding male children with diagnosing them with ADHD. It's a serious problem. We think that boys just being boys means that they have overactive personalities and that they have ADHD, but that's actually not the case. So we're misdiagnosing children at a very young age, and it's hurting their brains and how they're functioning when they grow up. And I want to help that not be a problem anymore. I want to show people that you don't got to do that to help children. And so I'm just super excited about it, and I hope you guys are too. That's an update on my life. I'm really excited about changing my major and really excited about what the future has for me. I think I feel a lot more mentally stable now that I know what I'm going to do. And I feel so much better because I feel like everybody in my family agrees with me, and this is great, and I'm really excited. So I hope you guys are excited for me as well. And the Puffin Squad shall always be the best Puffin Squad. Well, Puffins. We can either call you guys Puffin Squad or we can call you the Fluffle Cluster. Because a group of bunnies are called fluffs. I think that's how it is. I don't know. Put that in the comment section if that's wrong. I don't know. You guys name yourselves. I'm not a part of this. I think we had a name for you guys, but I don't remember. My sister probably does. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this and watching me ramble a bit. And if you guys do not care about my life in general and what I'm going through, then that's okay. I just wanted to put this out for all the people that do care and that wanted to know where I've been and what I've been doing. If you want a short version, then here we go. I cried. I died. I died again. I cried again. I felt like I was going to explode. I didn't explode. I survived. I cried because I survived. And now I'm happy. There you go. 9 steps. Just 9 steps of my life. There you are. There you have it. I give it to you. Thank you guys so much. And like always, I'm a wreck. You guys are a wreck. Everybody is a wreck. Thanks for watching.